Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Longbox Guys. With me, as always, are some of my very best friends. Josh, how you doing, and what are you drinking?
I'm doing pretty good. I got my puppy at my feet, slapping my feet. He just wants something, I don't know what. And I'm drinking a lovely haze from Treehouse. One of their
Lovely
originals.
haze. That sounds delicious. Tommy, what are you drinking today, buddy?
I am drinking some Glenfowdry, 12-year-old Scotch. Because I've had a day.
You've had a day, boy.
I've had a day. How are you doing, Tommy? What are you drinking?
I'm doing great. I am drinking Thompson's Water Seal Scotch. Thompson's, for when you have to stain your deck and your liver. Thompson's. That's bad Scotch. Mikey, how you doing, and what are you drinking there, pal?
I'm doing well. I've got my cat Buffy in my lap, and I am drinking a Hero Pilsner from Thimble Island.
From Thimble Island. That sounds delicious. Now, Tommy, I'm sorry to hear that you were making had a mistake made on your mortgage. You had to pay a whole bunch.
No. I've had multiple mistakes made by DCU.
Yeah. Well, that'll make you go broke. Speaking of broke, this week we're talking about the Power Broker. It had nothing to do with anything, but I wanted to put it in there. The Power Broker.
It was a choice.
Yeah, it was a choice. I'm not happy with it, but, I'm also married, so, choices were made. Mistakes happen.
Whoa.
Whoa. No, I don't want to talk about anything. I'm just kidding. The Power Broker's been around for a long, long time. I thought he was around for longer than he was. Does anyone want to give us a little of the background, the history of the Power Broker? I guess
Obviously, LT does.
He's having a day.
He is.
Power Broker first appeared Machine Man number 6. I went back and read that issue. I didn't even notice him showing up. That's how powerful he was in that issue.
That's
Captain
actually
America.
a good power.
That
Captain
happened back in
America number 230.
What?
Yeah, I thought it was power. I thought it was Captain America 230, 1978.
No. He first appeared as Curtis Jackson in Machine Man number 6 in 1978.
Okay. I'm looking at something that says something different, but you know what? You did the research. I believe you.
But you didn't see him in the issue, though.
I didn't even notice him, but he was there as Curtis Jackson. He wasn't there as Power Broker.
Ah, I see.
Oh, so much like Bonesaw, he was keeping it on the down low.
Much like Bonesaw, he was so keeping it in the background.
That's Miss Curtis Jackson, if you're nasty, by the way.
Damn right.
And then, of course, he shows up later on. He makes his bones in Captain America, mostly, which is where I first...
That's where he's the Power Broker. He's Jackson in the Machine Man.
Yes. In Captain America 230. And then, later on in Captain America 329 and to 331 is where I read most of my Power Broker stuff for this. And then also he kind of shows up in West Coast Avengers and later on. But he mostly does enhancements for other people and tries to take a cut of their wages, and that's how he makes a living in the Marvel.
He's pretty much the fabulous Moolah of Marvel Comics.
Go on. Just drop that. The fabulous
Moolah famously trained people and then made them pay part of what they earned for the rest of their career to her.
I mean, he's kind of like a pyramid scheme for Marvel, right? Because, he's at the top. He recruits in people, and then he sends them out and takes a cut of their income.
Well, let's
the
not
more
call it
people
just a
he
cut.
brings in.
He takes 70%. That's the Power Broker's cut. And also, as part of the Power Broker's power enhancements, he gets you addicted to a drug. Now, he tells you that the drug is to stabilize the enhancements, but it's really just a drug to keep you coming back to the Power Broker with your 70%. So it's a little more nefarious than just, hey, give me a cut. It's, give me a cut. And also, I got your cocaine right here.
Yeah. And, you could bring your friends in.
But it's included in the 70%.
Yes. It's almost like free drugs. If you think about it.
And
that's
of
a
course,
no-brainer. More drugs in your veins, more money in the Power Broker's pocket.
Seems
of
like
course,
upside.
Power Broker is ever reinventing himself, right? I mean, when he gets caught, he eventually augments himself, but he augments himself too much and he can't move because he's so over muscled that he just can't move.
It's like
And
a Rob Liefeld drawing.
it is.
Like strong
In fact,
guy on a
I
bad
think
day.
that's where Rob Liefeld got his inspiration for all of his characters.
Could be.
Is from that one West Coast Avengers comic where the power broker becomes over muscled.
And Rob Liefeld's like, finally, someone drawing a normal looking human being.
This
Christ.
speaks to me.
I see you, Power Broker.
I see you. I hear you. This is the vision of the future.
All he needs is a whole bunch of pockets, and he is complete.
Could we
Pouches
add a
everywhere.
pouch?
Pouches.
Pouches
Could we add a
everywhere.
pouch everywhere?
Okay. One of his later names is actually Power Poucher.
You know, that guy could use a
It's
pouch
not.
on his nose. Maybe
So-
a pouch.
So he doesn't have any superpowers on his own, and he's not a super genius. He just hires a super genius to do all his work for him. I thought that when we first talked about Power Broker, that he was in a lot more comics than he actually appeared in. Like, I just thought he was everywhere. It's because of all the people that he empowered, but he's only had 12 appearances in comic books, which is just crazy to me.
Yeah.
I
I agree with
he's
you on
been
this
in
one.
a bunch of Captain Americas, but it's always like one or two panels.
Yeah, that's probably why I thought like he was everywhere, right? Because I'm reading Captain America as a kid, and I'm like, oh, Power Broker. Oh, that sounds like a very important person. He's only
And sometimes he's just referred to in Captain America as well. Like, you know, Cap's working on something and he refers back to a power broker, but he's never shown in the comic. I mean, but really where Power Broker, I think, comes into his own is when he gets into the digital age in Astonishing Ant-Man and creates the Hench app.
So before we get into the Hench app and all the apps, the competing apps, I just want to float it out there now. Is Power Broker the most often mentioned with the least appearances? Like
he may be.
talked about more and actually appears less than Power Broker? Is there anyone else out there? I mean, people talk about Galactus a lot and then he never shows up.
And people talk about Kingpin a lot, but he doesn't show up. But he's got a lot of appearances.
He does have a lot of appearances.
But
And I
Power
think
Broker-
Galactus has a lot of appearances too.
He
Yeah.
does and he does and he doesn't, right? He has a lot of lead ups, but he's not in a lot of panels. Like he eats the world and goes off, but
yeah,
But
but Power
what
Broker's
else,
only got
what
12.
what else is
Only
he going to
12,
do after
yeah.
he eats a world?
I mean, I guess.
Burp.
But yeah, so I think Power Broker might be.
I might have one.
Hit me. Let's hear it.
Ding, dang, boom.
I don't think he has talked about much or appears much.
He only appears like once at like he's gonna be the world ender, but he's mentioned quite a bit. And also
I mean, he shows up. Like he's been in probably a dozen Avengers books. He's been in Thor a couple of times. He's not...
I got one more. Agamotto.
Well, I mean, the Eye of Agamotto.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, you see the eye all the time, but you don't see Agamotto all that much. Those were the only two I could think of.
Okay.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Oh, what's the giant wolf that destroys the world too?
Fenris.
Loki's always saying he's gonna release him, like always, and we only see Fenris like twice.
Because it's Loki's son.
Yeah.
I mean, do we ever really expect Loki to be a good dad?
Hey, no.
So,
actually, Lord of Tales, maybe.
out of all the people who have benefited from Power Broker's services,
I put a bear quotes.
Who are you going to say is your favorite?
Porcupine.
Is Porcupine Power Broker?
I don't think
gave
so.
him the suit. Yeah, Porcupine gave him the suit.
No, I think
No,
you're thinking of the armor smith from Daredevil, the guy who made
Gladiator?
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
I don't even think I don't even think the armor smith made it.
I thought it was the armor smith.
I think somebody else made it for the military. The
thought he bought it
military
for
turned
Power
it down.
The porcupine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think LT might be right.
Oh,
I think the military was like, that is
We're going down a porcupine rabbit hole. What
Yeah.
else you got?
We cannot do
It's
that
called a
next week.
porcupine hole, Mike. Just come on.
What about you, LT?
I don't know. I'm thrown off by the whole porcupine thing.
I can't. Is there a list I can pick from here? Because
After listening to Tom and the Geek League, I'm going to have to say the Enforcers.
Yeah, it's definitely not the Enforcers. I'm going to go with U.S. Agent and Battlestar.
Ooh, Battlestar.
The government literally subcontracted the power broker to get their next Captain America. That's pretty effed up that the government was like, yeah, let's go to this supervillain so we can get a new super soldier to replace Steve Rogers because he's a little too much of a snowflake liberal.
And look how that worked out.
Worked out great for
Captain America.
Yeah. For Johnny Walker.
Yeah. No, we didn't do Captain America, but let's take some bids. Can we take some bids?
Who's been lowest?
Yeah, who's been lowest on this Captain America project?
That guy over there is the supervillain. He's been pretty low.
I'm surprised you didn't choose the Grapplers, Tom.
I am too. I mean, the Grapplers is definitely my second, but I always liked the Porcupine, and I am wrong. I always thought the Porcupine had bought the suit, and then, of course, as always, something fucked up and the suit gets stuck on you. But that is not it. I'm looking at it right now, and I am just wrong about that one.
So tell us the origin of the Porcupine, Tom.
You don't have to go down the Porcupine hole because, goddamn it, I'm going to say
we're there already. We're there already.
Don't make the people reach out to us on Twitter at the Longbox Guys to complain that we teased them
that we didn't
about
complete
the Porcupine.
The Porcupine Saga.
Gentry was originally a scientist who worked as a weapon designer for the United States Army. He conceived the idea of designing a battlesuit to imitate the noble porcupine. It would be covered with quill-like projections for defense. Moreover, it would be able to shoot those quills as gases or flames or chemicals, even as paralysis-inducing pellets, to be from his quill-like tubes.
Wow.
Yeah, he looked more like a straw man than a porcupine.
He looked like a haystack. The original ones, he looks like a haystack.
Yeah.
By the way, you see him in the new She-Hulk sitting down at a AA meeting, or it's probably like a supervillains trying to quit meeting, and I lost my shit when I saw him.
Yeah, and the military said that suit is no, we don't want it.
Yeah.
Prehensile-tailed porcupines are fucking adorable. Yeah, just Google that shit, man. They are fucking adorable.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all I got.
I'm gonna tell everybody Josh's favorite, and that's D-Man.
I'm the D-Man.
I really like Daredevil's costume, but I really like Wolverine's costume. I got an idea.
So they alluded to it. My real one, I guess, would be the Grapplers, which is a all-female wrestling team that the Power Broker makes as some of his new enforcers. And they fight the Dazzler and a few others. I am only 4 issues away from getting every single appearance.
And how many appearances?
There are 4.
Four
there
appearances.
are 4.
You're going to have to buy the digital copy of the MODOK series because Pound Cakes, played by Whoopi Goldberg, is one of the Grapplers.
She is one of the Grapplers. That's right, Pound Cakes. So I'll buy that. I didn't say I'd buy every appearance of every single individual. I said I would buy every appearance of the Grapplers as a team. That's 4.
It's very specific.
Because the Pound Cakes does show up every once in a while in other places too. It's a fun name. Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
So now, LT, we actually know, we talked about this a little bit before the podcast started. We know how much you like the hand chap. So go ahead, Betty. Spill your load.
Yeah. So, I mean, in Astonishing Ant-Man, Power Broker comes up with the Head Chap, which is an app where if you pick a hero, the Head Chap will pick which supervillains are best to go up against that hero that you can hire to go up against that hero. And it's specifically villains that are not matched in powers that will go up against that hero to take him down.
And what's great about that series is he's trying to sell it to Jason Cross, and he's like, "Well, name a superhero you hate." And he's like, "Ant-Man." It's like, okay, and so he sends somebody to go kill Ant-Man, and then he's like, "You know what? I don't really need you. We can come up with our own app." So he cancels the contract.
There's a fee for canceling, though.
That was the only thing that saved Ant-Man. Was like the tornado was like, "I'm gonna kill you." Oh, my bad.
My bad.
My bad.
I know I'm a block from your house, but canceled.
Totally canceled.
Totally canceled.
And what was the knockoff? Was it Lackey?
I think it might be.
I think Lackey is right.
Hench,
yeah.
Or Lack.
Oh no, I think it was Hench.
No, Hench, I think was
the original.
Was the original.
Right. Yeah, I think Lackey was the rip-off version.
Yeah, see, the problem with Lackey, Mike, over Hench was Lackey had surge pricing during busy periods when you were trying to kill a lot of people. And I'm telling you, I tried to take an Uber from my house to a car dealership the other day, and it was $20. And the next day, surge pricing, $100. Now, I don't know what the surge pricing on Lackey was, but that was its downfall. And there was they didn't try to monetize enough for the advertising, which is always a pretty big failure in small apps.
Plus, all the people who were on Hench to get hired, they kind of relied on tips.
Yeah. And then you gotta do the 2 app thing and switch between them like Lyft and Uber. It's tough. I mean, it's not like you weren't signing up for both.
And a lot of people abuse that 2-week trial period.
Well,
like they hired who they wanted to hire, and that was that.
And worse is that Power Broker was taking 70% cut of everything.
70%, yeah.
And everyone was addicted to his weird drug.
Yeah, he was taking the Uber cut, and Cross was taking the Lyft cut. So a lot of people just started migrating over. You just didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Working conditions and all that.
That's how it happens.
So that's what happens. In the market.
Tommy, I'm sorry. Did you get enough out that you wanted to get out?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So I think we're all in agreement. If you're going to read any Power Broker comic, go ahead and read Ant-Man.
Ant-Man, yeah.
Yeah.
Or Machine Man #6.
It's fair. Yeah, that's some dead air. We just dead aired on that.
Wow.
I just wish Skype had a kill button. Sometimes, just
not to cut the feed, just to kill people.
Just to kill people.
You know who could help you with that? Power Broker.
I was gonna say Dr. Evil would have had the Zoom set up right. Dun dun dun. You'd fall back into a pit of flame. I'm not dead. I'm just terribly burned. Does anyone have any last words on the Power Broker? And also, would you do it?
I mean, well, 2 things. Yes, of course I would. I would find a way to stop the drugs, kill Power Broker, and go about my business.
A few have.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would totally pay the price for fucking superpowers. The other thing is we didn't mention his or her appearance in the fucking Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, played by Emily Van Camp.
That sounds right.
Well, yes and maybe no. She might be a triple agent here.
But she
is the power.
But she is the Power Broker. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
And also the we forgot that I don't know if we mentioned the failure rate for monstrosities is like 60%, right? For the powers not to take.
Oh yeah, there's a
huge risk. There's a huge risk. Like, so are you still in with that, Josh?
Yeah.
What do you get? Flight and what? Super speed? What are you getting? Get 2.
I don't know.
Pick 2. Come on.
Just roll the dice.
I mean, yeah. I always want to fly. Yeah, I'm taking flight and invulnerability. I'm just a human missile.
All right, here you go, Josh. You ready? 60% chance you don't make it.
Okay.
50. I'm gonna give you over and under on the 9. You might make it.
What? You didn't say high or low.
I didn't say. All right, Josh, pick high or low.
High.
All right. 50. 8. You know what? You fly, but you get a limp. It's close enough.
Yeah.
I don't know if I take those odds, man. Those are bad odds.
You fly, but you can't make right turns.
You can only list lazily to the left. I don't mind.
Better than driving.
You can fly, you just can't elevate yourself or increase or decrease the elevation.
Okay. I still take that.
He's like, all I gotta do is find a tall building.
Yeah.
And do
So
what?
you get screwed by the curvature of the earth.
Yeah. You're just.
Yeah, I just fall and then fly.
Yeah.
Fall.
Oh yeah, turn off the power, fly, fall, yeah.
It's gotta get up high enough to start.
Build up some speed that way.
No
I love this.
Fucking solve that problem.
Yeah, right. Josh is all over this.
This sounds tangential.
It does.
Tangential.
Josh, do you have a tangent for us?
Yeah, I think we just rocked it.
All right. If you could have a super, all right, Mikey, you ready to roll the dice? What superpower? What 2 superpowers you want?
I'm not doing this.
You're not rolling. Tom, you can roll the dice.
No, I'm making Josh my informant so I can bust the power broker.
See? Fucking, I'm just helping out all over the place.
And you know what? I'm not even going to take 70% of what I'm going to pay him.
Fair enough.
Tommy, you want me to roll the dice for you, buddy? Pick 2 powers.
All right. Telekinesis.
Uh-huh.
And invulnerability.
All right. High or low?
High.
64. Tommy makes
Makes
it.
it. Nice job.
Yeah.
Way to live.
Now
All
I can
right.
start fucking with people by moving their shit around with my mind.
What's your big plan?
And when they get mad at you, you're invulnerable. So you're like, hey, man, where's my stapler? Fuck you. No, fuck you. Ow.
Isn't it on your desk? I didn't touch it.
See, here's the thing, though. It's invulnerability, but he still feels the pain.
Oh.
Takes no damage, but yeah, it's just all it's all feedback.
All right, I'm going with super speed and intangibility. The Ghost Runner.
31.
17. I am a monster. I am trapped. I am just a will-o'-the-wisp.
You are a dense tortoise. It's the opposite of what you wanted.
Hey Tom, where's that cold Diet Coke of yours? It looks like it's spilling out over there across the room, isn't it?
You still feel pain, asshole. I'm going to take you with a brick bat. No, I'm not. I'm a giant tortoise. You're not going to get you. You're going to push me back.
Push you back in my mind.
Mikey, what do you got at the back of the front of the long box?
At the front of the long box, I'm going way back to the golden age of comics. More Fun Comics number 73. This is an important issue because it is the first appearance of Green Arrow and Speedy.
No Topor?
What?
No Topor? The octopus sidekick?
No,
that was Aquaman.
That's Aquaman.
Oh, that's Aquaman. Well, the stupid thing
Topo.
shot arrows.
Yeah, it's not Green Arrow or Speedy though. So I read this comic because it was Diane's birthday a few weeks ago, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to read Roy Harper's first appearance, and I got to say, Dr. Fate is the headliner, but it's like a 70-page comic where they've got all these different stories. It's not just superheroes. They've got spies. They've got the cowboys. It's it's got a lot for everybody back in the 1940s. And remember, what's your favorite thing about Wonder Woman's Rogues Gallery, Tom?
It's not very deep.
Yes, it's not very deep. And I assure you, Dr. Fate and Green Arrow do not have very deep rogues galleries back in the golden age because they kill people.
Those arrows used to not have a boxing glove in them.
Yeah, they don't seem to care. They're like, the bad guy got what he deserved. Like, he was robbing a jewelry store and you killed him. That doesn't seem like. But anyway.
Because they got 14 arrows in them. These arrows are expensive too. I mean, this. I think it kind of evened out.
I mean, back then, Batman used to shoot people.
It's true. I mean, I understand where the Arrow TV show got it from because he was just killing everybody. The only thing I didn't understand about the Arrow TV show is he would kill everybody until he got to the boss and be like, "No, you're not worth it." I'm like, you just killed like 50 of his guys who were just trying to make a living.
But Gary, the guy that was selling a stolen VCR, was worth it.
Smartphone background check app, and he was like, "This guy's got to go."
This guy, he's worth it.
Yeah,
he's worth it.
The great thing about that app is it actually sends the family with an email with a QR code about where to find the body.
Nice. That's just nice. By the way, why did Batman have a Luger? Like a lot of those old comic books, that's what Batman was rocking.
German precision?
You know what, LT? The smartest thing you've ever fucking said on this podcast. German precision. You buy the best. He's a millionaire. He's buying the best.
Buy the best.
Really easy to clear jam.
We know what a Luger is, man. I'm sorry, Tommy. What do you got at the front of the long box or the back of the long box you can pick this week?
Actually, I have something to not recommend to people, and that's Iron Man: The Rapture from 2011. This is not a very good Iron Man book if you're an Iron Man fan. In it, Tony Stark decides to start experimenting on himself. He has a heart problem, so he decides to do his own heart surgery because he feels that doctors making an artificial heart for him are not going to do as good a job as he can. And then he decides, why stop there? And he does a scan of himself and discovers that he thinks he has brain damage. So he's going to do brain surgery on himself. And he creates an AI that kind of replaces all of his body parts. And he decides to basically have this AI take over the world, and it starts trying to assimilate everybody and to digitize them. And Rhodey has to stop him in the War Machine armor. And it's a beautifully drawn book, but it's not a very good Iron Man book because that's not really what Iron Man's all about.
I like the fact that he thought he was smarter than the doctors when he discovered he had brain damage.
Good point.
I've got brain damage. I'm obviously smarter than everybody in this room.
Everybody else. I can take care of this problem.
Yeah, I guess that's the problem with being one of the smartest men on the planet. Sometimes you just don't know when to pull yourself back from the brink.
Yep. I mean, Pepper was the key to solving, to resolving everything and saving the world. But her and Rhodey had to do it.
Oh, I put Pepper on everything.
But it was not that great of a story. But beautifully drawn. Artwork was great.
All right.
Tom, did you read the Tom King that I recommended, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow?
Didn't get a chance to it yet. Sorry.
Guys, if you are a fan of fantasy meets superheroes and science fiction, you should really check it out. Very well done.
It shall be done.
Yeah. That's my plug to make up for the non-recommendation by LT. I'm going to recommend that book to everybody.
All right. I guess that brings us over to our regular plugs. Anyone got anything to plug this week?
Well, I'd like to thank Kirby Crackle for providing our geek rock music every week. You can check them out at kirbycracklemusic.com. If you're wondering, I didn't hear any music, it's because you're watching us on YouTube. So go ahead and subscribe to our podcast. And if you're like, I don't see what you guys are talking about, we have a YouTube channel. You can actually see us. Whoa.
What?
So go ahead and subscribe to everything and hit the like and whatever else you want. I don't care.
I don't care. I'd like to promote King Richard's Fair. King Richard's Fair coming up in Carver, Massachusetts on Labor Day weekend, about a week from when this might drop. And it's always a good time. Have you guys ever had a bad time at King Richard's Fair? Maybe? No?
Never been.
You've never been to King Richard's Fair?
College, and there was extenuating circumstances.
It was a woman, wasn't it?
No.
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 All right.
Man,
time
wasn't
out.
it?
What was it? Come on.
Well,
Story time. Come on. Short one.
Okay, short story.
I'm gonna guess Lady Boy. Okay, go ahead.
That's a good
No,
time.
it was
That's
the
in you.
catering at the fair.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
How bad?
Oof. Yeah, I didn't see much of the fair that day.
Yeah,
There was
King
a very
Richard's-
specific part. I was going enclosed. I was sitting down. That's where I spent most of my day at the fair.
You had King Richard's Revenge.
I had King Richard's Revenge. Yeah.
So you went for the full medieval experience.
I did. Yeah. Yeah, I did not. Let's just say if I had tried to make it to Oregon, I would have died.
Serving wench, fetch me some dysentery.
Do you remember? Was it a turkey leg?
Honestly, I don't remember. I just remember shitting my brains out in garb for a long time.
That can be tough too, because garb sometimes is not the easiest thing to get out of. If I ever like have a shitstorm when I'm dressed as Batroc the Leaper, man, just shoot me. Like I'm not gonna make it out of this, guys, and I don't want to live with the embarrassment. Just kill me now.
Yeah. And the worst part was at some point I had worked for the same catering company that caters every year at King Richard, so I knew the people who poisoned me.
That's
so
probably
might have been intentional.
Yeah, it might have been intentional. Yeah.
Kind of makes sense now.
And now it all comes around. Yeah.
Should never
perfect circle.
But it's a great location. It's a great Renaissance fair if you've never been. It's in Southeast. It's in Carver, Massachusetts, and I believe it goes until sometime around my birthday. Does mid to late October. It's usually the last week of October. Maybe is the final weekend.
Yeah, you get to. It goes on for a while. We're all going to go as a group. Mikey, I hope you and your wife and your son come with us this year. It'll be fun.
Sure.
What?
Wow.
Way to commit. Come on,
I've been to a Renaissance festival.
Come on Time Travelers Weekend. You can come as Star Trek characters. That'll be fun. Plus, I want to see your wife dressed up in the medical outfit.
They used to have a big cat show there that had the biggest liger in the U.S. His name was Sedan. I think he's passed away since, but.
Oh, you just made me sad, man.
When he was standing up, he was 13 feet tall and he was 900 pounds.
Oof.
That's a big cat.
It's a big cat.
Yeah.
We had a dog in our dog park that was 1.5 feet off the world record, which is a big, distance for a world record. There's probably 1,000 dogs between him and the world record, but it was still incredible to be standing next to someone that close to the world record. Like he was definitely right in my face. Mighty the Great Dane, big ass dog. Mighty. Rest in peace. There's no way you're still alive, buddy. Those guys don't last that long.
Those dogs don't last that long.
Tommy, you got anything to plug, pal?
I'd like to plug geekorthodox.com.
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 Hello, Tammy. That's your t-shirt. Not Tammy's t-shirt. It's Geek Orthodox t-shirt. I didn't steal a t-shirt from Tammy. I'm not that kind of guy.
Way to out-creep me. Come on, man. This isn't a contest. Fuck.
Yeah.
Taking my shtick.
GeekOrthodox.com, purveyor of fine stained glass prints, Johnny Skywalker rocks glasses, socks, you name it, they got it. If you want the t-shirts, though, you got to go to IanLeno.com. IanLeno.com is where you find all the t-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even Tammy's
Yeah.
t-shirts.
Yeah, even
So,
Tammy's t-shirts.
You got to go to the OnlyFans for that one.
I would
back.
So I just got my 11th Doctor cosplay, so I am ready for Pensacon coming up February 24th, 25th, and 26th in Pensacola, Florida. We are all going as Dr. Whovians, right? Or something like that.
One day we all have to be Whovians.
Sure.
I already called Tom Baker.
Someone just assign me a doctor and I'll find something.
I only know he's the 11th Doctor because I asked Diane.
Okay.
It's important to Diane, and Diane's important to us.
Absolutely.
Plus, I
Diane's
do
like,
love
let's do
Tom
this,
Baker.
and I'll be like, sure. Yeah. Someone just give me something to do.
I pulled out the corduroy jacket and put it on, and it fit perfectly. And my wife looked at me and she goes, "Are you cosplaying as Doctor Who?" And I was like,
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Josh, how do you feel about dressing up like Robin Williams from Mork and Mindy?
That doesn't bother me at all.
Then there's your doctor. The last doctor. The last doctor.
The doctors?
No, but the last doctor kind of dressed like that. she wore the suspenders and she had the striped shirt. I mean, it's not that. I mean, it's not an exact copy of it, but that's kind of the look.
Okay. I mean, I don't care. So I just want to just fucking throw a dart, pick a doctor, and assign it to me, and I'll figure it out. That's all that matters to me. And
I was gonna say the first doctor because he just kind of wore it, kind of almost like a suit.
I have no idea. Sure.
All right.
I own a suit.
I don't. I have to. I'm not a good grown up. If someone dies, I just got to show up like this. Sorry, you died.
Or someone dies and you go buy a suit. Hence why I own one suit.
That's adorable that you think one of your friends is going to die before you, Tom.
Also true.
My mom is still alive.
Yeah, she's going to outlive us all.
She will.
I might be immortal. That's all I'm saying to you assholes. I am the oldest living male in my bloodline going back 80 years. I am immortal.
The question is, which one of us is going to have to update your Facebook so that your mom can post on it?
I post the filthiest stuff on there. My mom's like, love you, Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Thanks, Mom. I love her.
She doesn't understand comments. It's adorable.
It's great. Or maybe she just loves me for me.
Yeah,
that might be it.
okay.
Like I broke my record for masturbation. I'm up to 9. That's great, Tommy. Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom. Good for you, Tom.
Real
good for you.
Good for you. That's why? Because you eat your spinach. Thanks, Mom. I think that'll do it for us here at the Longbox Guys. Mikey, what is this podcast like to you?
It's like drunk history, but for comics.
Josh, sweet Josh, Pensacon's not that far away. Is that your sector?
I mean, Pensacola, Florida is my sector.
Of all of Florida, that's like the only part we kind of have fun in.
That's the only part of Florida I go to.
Yeah, so far for me, Tim. Tommy, sweet Tommy, any words of wisdom for us?
Oh, it's just like dissing like what you hate, like DCU. I diss what I hate, DCU, you fucking bastards.
And you want to give us a couple minutes about hot comicsology before we go?
Oh, comicsology, you fucking
I thought I was going to make it through, but I decided not to.
Jesus.
Fuck you guys. And don't forget what I always say, don't diss what you hate. Just tell people about what you love. You're going to live longer and you're going to look cooler. Thank you from the Longbox Guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Tom's so happy he forgot to turn off the recording.
Yeah.